So what we talking about is what you invite into your marriage can either help your marriage be successful or it can destroy your marriage. Who you invite. So just talking about Russell and Ciara, she invited and Russell invited.
Wait, what Russell have on?
He had on a suit, yo.
A suit?
He had on a suit and tie
So
while
he
his
wasn't
wife was barely there, and he had on a full suit and tie like he was a pimp. You can't trust everybody with your marriage.
Wow. Real.
Because guess what? Your pastor can still take your wife too.
The first 1 to 5 years, because you just came out the dating game.
Right. Oh, say it again.
You just came out the dating game. So inappropriate relationships, you was like, before it's okay to have a friend here. It was okay to have a friend there.
Right.
Somebody needs to hear that it's unhealthy.
That's good.
It's unhealthy. You got to put that side relationship away.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to What the Marriage. You know who we are. So look,
What's up?
if y'all been rocking with us, thank you. Thank you for coming back. This is what, our 7th episode? Number 7?
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, that's dope. So if you have been rocking with us from day one, we appreciate you. Thank you for coming back and just supporting and loving on us. And hey, if this is your first time checking us out, go back and watch some of our previous episodes just to get to know us. And look, yeah, let's just get into it this week. So we watched the Oscars, right? We do. We enjoy the Oscars.
We do.
Especially like last year when you had to slap her around the world. Shout out to Will, man. Anyway.
He's still recovering though.
Right. He's still recovering from that. But it's cool. It's cool. So look, we like to watch the Oscars, and of course we filmmakers, so we love to do that. But anyway, the Oscars have a tradition, right? So they got all these mad after parties that happen after the show. So, you know, you got your Vanity Fair, your Vogue. And so the biggest controversial one that they had this year, and I don't know if they've had it years in the past, I just recently heard about it, was called the Barely There After Party. The Barely There After Party.
Barely There. What was Barely There?
So look, the Barely There After Party, it is literally just that. So if you could think about having clothes on and then barely having any clothes on, that's pretty much what the theme of the party was. All right, stay on topic, PG.
Okay. All right, cool. Go ahead.
So, and all right, so you get it, right? So I'm checking out all these outfits and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. It's like, you might as well just not even wear any clothes for real. But one couple that stood out amongst all these people was Ciara and Russell Wilson.
Okay.
Now, we know Ciara and Russell Wilson are devout Christians because of what they've shown the world, right? We saw so many images and pictures of them praying together in church.
Hold on, wait. You about to hate on Ciara and
Nope,
Russell?
nope.
You sound like a hater.
Look,
Hater.
I ain't about to hate, but I am about to call out some key things
Okay.
that.
I thought you was about to hate on them.
Nah, but when you name the name of Christ, there's some things that you're expected to do.
Oh, like as a ambassador for Christ?
Absolutely.
Like you're a representative?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So now, if y'all haven't seen Ciara's outfit, just you can Google it. We're not about to show it on here. We could, but we're not. You can Google it, right? You can check out everybody's outfit. And
Yeah, it wasn't just Ciara either.
Yeah, just not Ciara. There's tons of people, right? And it doesn't matter how skinny, how big, whatever.
It's
All
a
kind of
barely
people.
there party.
Yeah, all kind of people was there. People that were skinny, people that were bigger, whatever. They had all, and they barely had anything on. So if you check out Ciara's outfit, pretty much they was talking about her outfit because it was completely see-through. Like you saw everything. There was, if you had an imagination, there was nothing left to your imagination because it was all out there, right?
So it could be classified as like a barely birthday suit.
Literally. That was a dad joke, I think.
Yeah, whatever, man. Let's go, man.
So yeah, so it was all out there, right? So I'm looking at the comments, okay, and there was like, you know, you got it split. I won't even say that it was split 50-50 this time. You got people out there that was saying, well, she a grown woman. She could wear whatever she want to wear.
Look, wait. She can. Because
She
she a
can.
grown woman and she can wear what she worked hard for that body. That body.
I'm gonna just cut across the field, y'all. The fact of the matter is that when you dress a certain way, whether you are fully clothed or whether you decide to go to a barely there party and wear see-through clothes where you literally see everything, you're going to be accountable for what you have on. Now, granted, if you don't name the name of Christ, then I'm not talking to you.
You wear what you want.
Because you do what you want. Because you don't abide by the same rules and the same, I don't know, commandments that we do as Christians. But we know as Christians, depending on what you have on, you are directly responsible for whether or not your brother or sister fall. It's less of the eyes. So if Sierra is going out here wearing what she's wearing, and then on Sunday, she and Russell take their beautiful children to church, what do you think the people at church are going to say and think when they see her?
Okay. Oh, I see. Oh, wait, let me hop in here. So I see where you're going with this.
So it's not just, it's not just, well, she's grown and she could wear what she wants to wear. If you are an ambassador for Christ and you're naming the name of Christ, then there is a level of accountability that we all have to take, because if we don't watch what we say, we don't watch what we do, we don't watch how we dress, it can destroy our witness when we're trying to reach other people and trying to share the word of God.
Shout out to Asha, man.
Oh yeah, Asha.
You watching?
Shout out to Asha. Look, we love you, Asha. We love you, Anthony. And look, they are some of our best friends. I tell you, we do date nights with them. We hang out with them. They're just really dope and cool people. But Minister Asha just had a message last Sunday talking about this.
Okay.
Talking about the change. You got to change. So if you're not willing to change, once you come into the kingdom, you got to change, right? So you can't continue to hang out with the same people you hung out with. You can't continue to do the same things that you did.
Oh, wait. Hey, well, wait.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I'm not trying to preach it,
no,
y'all.
Yes.
I ain't trying to preach.
Yes.
I'm not trying to preach it, y'all.
So what does this got to do with marriage? We're a marriage podcast.
Look,
what this got to do with marriage?
Look.
What is the hey? What's today's subject about? We ain't even say it.
Who invited you?
Oh.
So what we talking about is what you invite into your marriage can either help your marriage be successful or it can destroy your marriage. Who you invite. So just talking about Russell and Sierra, she invited and Russell invited.
Wait, what Russell have on?
He had on a suit, yo.
A suit?
He had on a suit and tie
So
while
he
his
wasn't
wife was barely there, and he had on a full suit and tie like he was a pimp.
Oh, so he was pimping her out?
Absolutely.
Oh man, wow.
I
Russell,
promise,
that's not a good look, bro.
right? I swear,
Bro.
we are not. I'm not hating on them, but I'm trying to compare and contrast the fact that when you name the name of Christ, you're accountable for things. And now, what she had on, she directly invited everyone into what Russell gets to experience at home.
Okay, so she wanted the world to see that. Oh wow,
Russell
that's
allowed
good.
it as her husband, as
he
her
showed it
protector.
off.
He allowed it.
Oh, okay.
So you're like, well, they're in entertainment. They should be able to do what they want. Okay. Yeah, you can. But don't name the name of Christ and be an ambassador for Christ and go against everything that it says in the word of God.
Okay, so let me get this straight. So I can't, if I name the name of Christ, I can't go to a party and be looking fly in a suit, and then have you in some strings and some nets that you can see through.
I'm just saying.
I mean, see through.
C3. Nah, no.
So that's not
real. That's real.
It's not a good look.
No, it's not a good look.
Okay. For the dudes, like if I take my woman out and she don't got on nothing, I can't be mad if another ninja come up and be like, I want all of that. I want all of what you experience and
Right.
what you exclusively get on the nightly basis.
Right.
And then I want to be mad?
Yeah.
Bro, come on, bro.
Y'all just introduced this into your marriage, right? Y'all introduced this environment.
And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about introducing things into your marriage. That's what the topic is. Who invited you? Certain things you just shouldn't invite in your marriage.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's cool. That's spot on. Some things you don't invite. So look, check this out. Let me just play a scenario. So now they're at this party.
Okay.
Somebody rubs up against her. Oh, my bad. It keeps happening because you in an environment where everybody is dressed like this. Everybody's okay with this, right? Everybody's okay with this.
Okay.
And it's, this is just fun. This is the party. It's just fun. So not only is people checking his wife out, but he's also around other females that he can also check out. So whatever environment you're in, it's what you're letting in your eye gate. So while everybody's taking in his wife, he's taking in everybody else.
And how do you think that's affecting his marriage?
Look, so by the time they get home, and I'm speculating because I ain't in their bedroom, I ain't in their house, but after a night of being in an environment like that, what do you think he's thinking when he gets home? What do you think she's thinking when she gets home? Let him make a comment about anybody else's outfit. Yeah, so-and-so outfit was fly. I really liked how whatever.
Yeah.
Why was you looking at her outfit all like that? You can't help but not look. So it's the point, the main point around this is that the environments that you put you and your spouse into directly impact or can directly destroy your marriage. They can impact it for good or destroy it. So now you just invited that into your marriage. That's like going to a swinger club, because that's pretty much what it is. You ain't got no clothes without the action. But it introduces, like we were talking about before, all the enemy needs is just a little door to open, just a crack, so he can sprinkle in that thought. You're at an environment like a barely there party, and all he needs is somebody to be like, hey, Russell.
Let me hop in here, because you don't go to a barely there party and you don't want to go see what's there.
Right.
You want to see something that's barely there. That's why you go.
Right.
Bro, I'm not going to no barely there party.
Right.
And my wife ain't going to no barely there party.
Right.
Don't go to a barely there party and think you're going to have a healthy marriage. You can't just say, oh, yeah, my marriage is healthy. It's on display. Your fruit is on display. It's showing. Mm-hmm. And you're trying to show it all. That's just real. That's real. Don't go to no barely there party if you want a healthy marriage.
Because you know what, and that's the thing though, because sex has become so desensitized, from makeup commercials to any ads, clothing ads, all kind of stuff. So when you have a barely there party, people are like, so it's just bodies, it's just sex, man. It's okay. It's just life, man. That's really what people think.
You're right. And imagine say, it's just sin, man. Come on, man. It's just a little bit of sin. Because when you change them words up, you're like,
right.
What is it leading to, though?
Right.
What is it leading to?
And that's where we be like, who invited you? You invited. That's the thing. Anytime you put yourself in to situations where you know you shouldn't be in, you know you shouldn't be there. If it feels good to you, yeah, because sin feels good for a season.
Until it's death. Death comes for you.
You allowed it. You let it in. You invited it in.
What are some other things? So what are some other things that people are letting into their marriage that they really have to be aware of?
You definitely gotta watch people. You gotta watch the people that you disclose and share information to.
What? Say that again?
You gotta watch the people that you share and disclose information to. Those people that you think you trust. You can't trust everybody with your marriage.
Wow. Real.
Because guess what? Your pastor can still take your wife too.
Your pastor?
Your pastor can take your wife too.
Oh, wow.
And don't get it twisted. I'm not by any stretch of the imagination saying, oh, you got to watch out for all the pastors. They're horrible. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that we've seen scenarios where pastors have taken other people's wives. And you're like, how did this happen? Because you didn't have the proper discernment and you thought you could just trust everybody with your mess. Right. Especially your friends, the people that you think are closest to you. I remember the couple I was telling you about, and your friends can be the worst, right? Couple, when he married his wife, he knew his wife didn't like to cook. He knew that. Like, they would always go out to eat when they were dating, what have you. So he knew that she just wasn't about the cooking life. Right. She was always buying out. She'd order out, and she would, like, you know, prepare stuff that was already pre-made, like heated up, but she was not about cooking. So he's out with his boys, and he's like, oh yeah, well, he was talking to some of his friends, and he's like, oh yeah, my wife made such and such for dinner. He's like, oh yeah, well, you know, my wife, whatever, she doesn't cook. And he was like, what you mean your wife don't cook? What kind of wife is that? And he's like, no, I mean, she never really been in the kitchen. He's like, dude, I couldn't be with a woman that didn't cook, man. She can't throw it out in the kitchen. Oh, nah, man, that ain't for me. It was just that comment of him sharing the fact that his wife didn't like to cook and that she didn't cook. And his boy coming back saying, oh, what kind of wife is that? Nah, she ain't no kind of woman. The enemy used that little seed. So then when he went back and started talking to his wife, he's like, man, you got to learn how to cook. And she's like, but I'm not, like, nah, you need to learn how to cook. And then that became a point of contention in their relationship. Just because he shared that bit of information and the people around him, his boys, wasn't even in support of it.
Yeah, you absolutely have to watch who you share information with. Everybody doesn't have a confidentiality agreement with you. They're like, they're not allowed to share. So if you tell them, then it's fair game.
Right.
It's fair game. You can't trust everybody. So we're talking about mother-in-laws. We're talking about girlfriends, your big homies. If you don't want the information to come back and bite you, really you have to set healthy boundaries.
Oh, right.
You absolutely have to set healthy boundaries in marriage. So before you go out sharing anything with anybody, what are things that are they're no-nos. You don't ever go outside your home and share.
What's off limits?
Yeah. So you establish that first before you start going out and sharing. Now, everyday things, you know, how the kids is doing, or if you don't have kids, how just, you know, some fun things you and your wife do. That's cool. But establish what you shouldn't say or what you shouldn't talk about, especially if you're talking to the opposite sex.
Hey, you ever hear those dudes or even chicks that say, oh yeah, this is my best friend, and it's the opposite sex? It's somebody of the opposite sex, and they're like, this is my best friend Joe, or this is my best friend Ann, or whatever.
Oh, no, the best is right here. Oh, but they're gay.
Oh,
they're gay.
Right?
Like,
no.
So what? They gay.
Right? No.
And let's shut up. We don't got nothing against gay people.
No.
You love them. You love them. You love everybody. And here's what we on this podcast. This is what we do. We love everybody. So, but sometimes just because that gay person, you're like, oh, they're not a threat. Everybody's a threat.
Everybody is a threat. Gay people have kids too. And how do you think they have kids? The same way that straight people do. So don't get it twisted. Just because you got a gay friend and all of a sudden your gay friend is like, oh no, that's my best friend. No.
Don't invite your gay friend into stuff that he shouldn't or she shouldn't
be in. Right.
Be in.
And that's the truth. And that's the reason why people are like, well, there's nothing wrong with having friends of the opposite sex. No. So I'm not going to say that there's a problem with it. It becomes a problem when you start to share things with that friend of the opposite sex that are intimate details of your relationship, because it doesn't matter who they are. If he is a friend of mine and I'm like, yeah, my husband this and this, and my husband this and this, you know what the enemy's going to do? The enemy is going to use that opportunity to plant a seed into your friend or your best friend of the opposite sex's mind to say, I bet you I could do it better than him though. Or I bet you I could do it better than her though.
Wow.
Like there
'Cause
is
you
nothing off limits.
Because you overshared, huh?
Because you overshared.
Wow.
And when you get into a relationship in marriage 101, when you get into marriage, you got to absolutely have a cutoff. So it doesn't matter what it is. I don't have any male friends of the opposite sex that I will call on the phone and just talk to. And be like, hey, you know.
You don't tweet him, you don't DM him,
Nope.
You don't do nothing.
It's one thing to have friends of the opposite sex that you can talk to, but it's a completely different thing when you start being like having these all night talkathons and now you adding in conversations about your spouse.
So let's just stay there just for a second, because this is especially true for people, younger marriages, that first 1 to 5 years, because you just came out the dating game.
Right. Oh, say it again.
You just came out the dating game. So inappropriate relationships, you was like, before it's okay to have a friend here. It was okay to have a friend there.
Right.
But when you get married, you're supposed to put away all of those childish things.
Yep.
You're supposed to put away these bad relationships, or these side relationships, because it's unhealthy. And I don't know who I'm talking to, but somebody needs to hear that it's unhealthy.
That's good.
It's unhealthy. You got to put that side relationship away. You got to get that out your life if you want a healthy marriage.
That's good. And that is so good, man. I feel like that just dropped down here because look, but like we told you before, we pray before we get on the pod and we share with stuff. But I feel like somebody absolutely needed to hear that, because how many of y'all out there right now have relationships? You'd be like, I've known them all my life. How many of y'all got those relationships in your life that you're like, this is borderline unhealthy? Or if there's any question, if your spouse is uncomfortable at any point, it doesn't matter if you're like, well, you're just upset for no reason. It doesn't matter. If that relationship makes your spouse uncomfortable in any way, you need to let it go immediately.
Or if they don't know about it.
Wait, say that again?
If they don't know about it, that means you're being deceptive.
And how many relationships do people have out there that your spouses don't know about?
Do you know any liars? The devil. Look, guys, we didn't even know this pod was going to turn into this.
No,
this is turning something crazy.
Look, we weren't even talking about this. That's hilarious.
We was talking about Sierra and undressed parties, and this is crazy.
But look,
this is crazy.
But look, that's what happened, right? Look, we came into this pod and we're like, look, let's just talk about this because it's true, because you got so many people out there that are desensitized to the world around them, and they think that all this stuff's okay. So when we talk about who invited them, it's who invited those lies to come into your marriage.
Exactly.
Who invited those unhealthy conversations or unhealthy relationships.
Absolutely.
Or unhealthy behaviors. Behaviors. We're talking about, like, how many unhealthy behaviors do you have in your relationship right now? And who invited those in there?
You're right. You did. So that's what we're saying. Watch not only who you're inviting in your marriage, but what you're inviting in your marriage. If you wanna have a healthy one.
Hey, I seen on TikTok, and this is so funny to me, and I think it was probably over the top. They went over the top with it, but it was this husband and wife, right? And this husband, he comes home and the TikTok starts off and he's pouring this alcohol down the sink. And she's like, and you hear her in the background off screen like, babe, why are you throwing this alcohol away? You know how much I spent? He said, girl, you know what I said? We ain't bringing the devil's juice in our house. And
the devil's
she's like,
brew.
And that's what she said. And she's like, And he's like, just keeps pouring it. She's like, babe, can't I just have one glass? He said, I said no. He's like, I said, that's the boundary. He's like, I don't like how we get. I don't like how we talk. It's over. So anyway, and then they have a lot of TikToks where they do that, right? So it could be just that it's just, some sort of skit that they do. But I thought about it. I'm like, how true is that though? The boundaries that you set in your marriage of what are you going to allow in your home and what you're not going to allow in your home is absolutely paramount to your success. If you're like, nah, we're not bringing alcohol in here, we're just not going to be drinking it up every night.
You're right.
Then that's a boundary that you've set. We have nothing against people that have a glass of wine or whatever. we're not opposed to drinking. We don't drink on a daily basis, but
On occasion?
special occasion, yeah, we'll have some sangria on a special occasion, cool. But we don't drink on a daily basis because we're just not drinkers. However,
Exactly.
if you're drinking and you know that it's a problem, then that's something you need to stop. Because if you're inviting that behavior into your marriage, what's it going to cost you?
Exactly. Man, wow. Sweetheart, this was good. This was
What's
good.
it gonna cost you?
What are you inviting in your marriage? And I think, guys, this is what we just wanted to talk about. We wanted to talk about who or what are you inviting in your marriage? Just be careful. That's all.
And look, we ain't even get to our sex episode yet.
So
Y'all
just
ain't
be-
ready for that yet. Because what
Yeah,
are
we
you
take-
inviting into your bedroom?
Yeah.
What are y'all inviting to your bedroom?
Yeah.
So we're going to probably stay here for a few weeks, just kind of just flushing out what are you inviting in? Because I think I feel like that's what we're being charged with. What is the enemy trying to push into your marriage to ultimately destroy it? We told you we have an enemy and he wants to destroy marriage. And marriage is under attack. So if marriage is under attack, he's going to use anything and everything, anybody, person, place, or thing to find a way to get into that crack. Get any cracks you got in your marriage, he's going to find a way to get in there.
That was good.
He's going to find a way to get in there.
All right. So, I mean, I think checking over your marriage, man. Checking over.
A
Be
marriage checkup.
Yeah, like, hey, it's just like a little marriage tune-up. You're like, hey, do I got anybody in my DMs? Do I got any unhealthy relationships that my wife don't know about, but that my husband don't know about?
Right.
Do I got any friends that you're like, every time I get around him or her, that's not good for me? Do I got any coworkers? So it's just that marriage tune-up that you just checking it out and you just looking at you like, I'm searching me. I'm searching me.
Because
I'm not throwing stones. I'm just searching me.
And that's why, again, so before y'all come for us in the comments, I am not hating on Russell Wilson or his wife. I'm just saying that you are accountable for what you put out there, because what you put out there, it lets people think, and it really gives people the permission to be a part of your life now, to be a part of your marriage. Right. Her putting her body out there like that, and Russell Wilson giving her the stamp of approval to do it, it invited people to come into the comments just like we did.
Absolutely.
And say what we thought about it.
Right.
And I'm only talking about it from the pure simple fact that, again, when you name the name of Christ, you're accountable. Just like, hey, real quick, we running this podcast right now, but Mike Todd, remember what happened to him this past week?
Oh, about dude in his shirt?
Yeah, tell him about the shirt.
Oh yeah, look, he had his wife's all the cleavage and all them goods, and look, it was even a little bit of them. Should I say it? The tickle bitty picture? Listen. Listen.
He had tickle bitties on his shirt.
Look, I ain't even mad at bro. Look, I would definitely have my wife on my shirt. Look, I ain't even mad at bro. But listen, what happened was, dude, you at church, like you preaching with her like that on her, like bro, come on, bro, like who didn't check you?
Be like, excuse me, Michael,
Mr. Todd,
you appear to have your wife on your shirt, and she's her tickle bitties are showing.
They're out.
They're out on the shirt, sir.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
You sure you want to do this? And he's like, yeah, man, this is my sermon. This is my church. I can do what I want.
Look, and I watched the TikTok. He was like, man, I'm so tired of these Christians. Bro, is it Christians, man? Come on, man.
I think, what was it? I'm tired of church folk.
I'm tired. Come on, man. Come on.
But then he went in to talk about what was it, like your daughter or your kids going into Forever 21 and they seeing all kind of ads.
Whatever.
But look, again, it goes back to when you name the name of Christ and you're an ambassador for Christ. We're talking directly to y'all. If that is,
I got a Mike Todd's house. How easy it is to get on the mind.
That's what
my house, her house. Look, I definitely have my wife all up on here. It'll be all up on there.
That's what I'm saying. So it is not. It is not. We're not trying to condemn anybody, because I'm saying, like, people wear what they want to wear. All I'm saying is that. Yeah. I gotta keep saying it. I'm a broken record. When you name the name of Christ, there are certain things that you're going to be accountable for, and because you're directly responsible for people. You're directly responsible for how people view Christianity.
Yeah,
so if
it's
you're going out
witness.
there,
you're witness.
you're witness,
Come
right?
on, man. This is basic stuff for Christians, especially for Christians that's been.
Imagine new Christians that are seeing this.
They're like, oh, we can do that. Oh,
Right.
Mr. Todd did it, and that wonderful that Sierra Sierra.
She can
Russell
wear
Wilson?
see-through stuff.
Yeah.
And this is how I measure it too.
Anyway.
If you don't think you could wear it to church, if you can't wear it to church, you should probably just I don't know, maybe second guess it. Just run it by a few people. Just say, hey, do you think this is appropriate?
Yeah, right.
But I think
right. I'm not running nothing about it because I don't care.
But again, I'm not.
That's
Y'all gonna
funny.
come for me in the comments. It's fine. You're gonna come for us. But it's just, we want the best for you. And we want you to be mindful of, if you want to have a great marriage and you want to be able to be successful, make it 25 years, 50 years, whatever year you're at, the decisions that you make and who you let into your marriage
And what you let into your marriage.
and what you let into your marriage are going to be some defining factors on whether or not you're going to be successful or if your marriage is going to be destroyed. So you got to watch that. We just want the best for you. So don't let social media get into your home and get into your head and make you think that this stuff is right.
You're right. Absolutely. Man, that's good. I think that's the pod.
I think that's the pod. Look. All right, y'all. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
So tune in next week. Look, like I said, just keep checking back with us. We got a lot of content we're going to be putting out there outside the pod. Look, outside the pod, we're going to have some real fun stuff we're going to be doing. So yeah, make sure you check us out, subscribe, hit that notification button, because you don't want to miss what we got coming for you.
Cool.
Is that it?
That's it.
You know what time it is?
For me to get you on my shirt?
What else?
Oh, and give me a kiss.